Good to see you. I wish I had a cool name like Mr. Gold.
Okay, here we are. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Bexar County Court at Law number 6, Bexar County Veterans Treatment Court via remote Zoom hearings. Today we have a motion to revoke probation scheduled on Ms. Karina Madrid, cause 626-371, represented by Raymond Martinez. We have several pleas today. Non-veteran treatment court pleas. State of Texas versus Hugh Hammond, 628-070. And State of Texas versus Jared Ulmer, 623-612. Mr. Charles Gold represents Mr. Hammonds, and Mr. Jesus Garza, represents Mr. Ulmer. Bexar County Veterans Treatment Court, Track 1, pretrial diversion plea agreement. State of Texas versus Kendrick Skinner, cause 654480, represented by Mr. Marshall White. At this time, let's start with the motion to revoke probation regarding Ms. Karina Madrid, which is actually titled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision. Representing the state is Mr. Nicholas Maru and Ms. Alexis O'Connell. Representing the Bexar County CSCD is Ms. Susan Gross, who I will swear at this time. Ms. Gross, please raise your right hand. You swear the testimony you're about to give to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Okay, you got to turn your microphone on, but I can see. How's your words?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay, Ms. Madrid and Mr. Martinez, in cause 626-371. The first document I'm looking at is entitled Defendant's Consent to Motion to Revoke Hearing by Video Conference, which purports to have both of your signatures on it. Ms. Madrid, is this your signature on this document, ma'am? Is that correct, ma'am? Is this your signature on this document, Ms. Madrid? Yes?
Yes.
Thank you so much. And Mr. Martinez, as attorney for Ms. Madrid, is this your signature on this document, sir?
It is, Your Honor.
My understanding is this is an uncontested motion to adjudicate. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And cause 626-371 on the motion to enter adjudication of guilt and revoke community supervision. How does the defendant plead?
True, Your Honor, although she may have completed some of those things since we've talked, since it was filed.
Say true with an explanation. Would that be adequate?
Yes.
Fair enough. Ms. Gross, would you please advise the court and the parties the status of Ms. Madrid's probation, please?
Yes, Your Honor. The defendant has reported as directed. We last saw her on March 31st of this year. She's paid $389 towards her fees and has a balance of $889. We have no proof of completion of any of her 48 hours of community service. She did complete the Smart Start mobile device on November 25th of 2020. She has had 7 negative drug tests, 1 diluted drug test. She has completed DWI education and victim impact panel. However, we have no proof of completion of the CAT-SNP program. Back in June of 2020, she was ordered to do weekly drug testing. That was never done. And she has no criminal history. This is her 3rd violation report, 2nd motion to revoke. The first violation report was because she didn't get her Smart Start mobile in time. And the second one was because she had the diluted drug test and then never followed up with the weekly drug tests. Her officer is requesting that her probation be extended 8 months and that a job readiness program be added as a condition of probation.
Okay, so for everybody concerned, she has not completed community service hours. Ray, you can throw in here now if you know something I don't know. Have we done any community service hours that you're aware of?
I don't believe so, Judge. I think she was prepared to pay them if the court would allow.
And let's see, the Community Alliance for Traffic Safety New Intervention Program, which is our outpatient drug alcohol program. Is she actively in that? Did she ever register for that? What's the status of that?
Judge, if I could let my client address that one. I think she was active in it. Ms. Madrid, what is the answer to that question?
For the impact?
It's our outpatient drug program.
CAT-SNP.
Yes,
I haven't begun that.
Okay. And let's see, monies you paid $339. It appears you still owe $889. Are you employed? Apparently, you're not. Is my understanding. Is that correct?
No, I'm not employed.
You have children, ma'am?
No, but I am currently pregnant.
Well, congratulations. Are you interested in getting a job?
Yes, I was doing that and also going back to school as well.
Where are you going? Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to apply. Oh, I'm applying at Palo Alto College.
Okay. I think the biggest issue here for everybody is that you've been very slow to do things. You're doing them eventually. I assume we put her on weekly report or rather weekly UAs after we had a diluted drug test. Susan, would that make sense?
Yes, sir. That was ordered. However, it was never complied with. And also for the record, this case does expire on Saturday.
Is there a reason why you didn't, or did you not understand that you were supposed to go get a urinalysis test once a week, ma'am?
Something with my probation officer. I forgot. I think it was when the whole like COVID was going on. Right. I'm not sure. I don't recall what she had told me, but I remember her telling me to do that, but she had said something else that like told me not to do that.
Judge, if I can jump in here. She was tested recently, and not to be hyper technical, but that violation, if it is a violation, it's not alleged in the MTR.
The last UA I have on her is March 15th, 2021. Susan, has there been one since then?
Not that I have on record, Your Honor.
Ray, did y'all get your own at some point?
I think she did one, Judge. If she could just tell us when that was.
I did one on Monday, and I have the little receipt thing that they gave me.
Okay, thank you very much.
We wouldn't have results back yet, Your Honor.
Okay, here's what I need from Ms. Madrid, and then I want to hear defense. I think I know what your request is going to be. You're welcome to go ahead and say what you would like at this point. Is she just slow is kind of our only problem with her that I can tell.
That's correct, Judge. And because of her pregnancy, obviously that's the first priority for her.
She's going to get slower the more kids we have down the road, probably.
Right. But all her UAs have been negative except one that's alleged to be diluted. We expect the one from Monday is going to be negative. She's going to continue to be negative because she's concerned about her health more than anything. She can pay in full, Judge, or buy out the community service, whichever the court thinks is the higher priority. And we'd like to have her terminated once she does whichever one of those two.
Is she able to pay $889 at this time?
I think we can, Judge. I don't know if it's today or next week, but I think yes.
Here's what I'm going to propose to the state, especially in light of the fact that Ms. Madrid is likely to have more than one member of her family soon. When are you due, ma'am? I apologize if that's personal. I'm just trying to figure out how to do this probation thing. How soon are you?
No, you're fine. They told me the end of July or the end of June or the beginning of July.
Okay. Right here's what I propose, and then Nick, I'm going to want the state or Alex to throw in here. I propose if she pays her $889 by the time she's supposed to terminate successfully, which would be what, April, what, Susan?
No, it's on Saturday, so we would have to have payment by noon tomorrow. All
right.
And if it's not paid, then we would file another motion to revoke.
All right. My idea would be for me to defer sentencing at this time, give her a chance to pay the $889. If she can pay it by tomorrow at noon, I'll terminate her SAT if the state approves. And then I don't want to put her through all this outpatient drug stuff. We don't have any indication of any violations other than this one diluted UA that I'm aware of. Ray, would that be equitable to the defense?
I think so, Judge.
State, would that be okay with you?
You want to terminate her SAT, Judge?
Yep, that would be what I would do. She hasn't done anything willfully, intentionally, and knowingly except slow down and not really do the programs timely, as best I can tell.
She's not going to complete CATs, right?
Correct. We would waive CATs.
Yeah, she hasn't even started it.
Now, the other option we would have, Nick, continue her for another 6 months, but she's getting in the process of having a child, and I'm no expert on that, but my guess would be that's going to be time consuming and have medical issues and God knows what else. And she's not really going to have time now that she didn't have before to do these things.
I understand, Judge. Yeah, state's okay with what you propose, Judge.
Right. Madrid, here's what I'm trying to do. If you can pay $889, which is what all the money you owe us, We're going to waive your community service hours, which is like $480 worth of donations for community service, and waive the outpatient drug course that we call CATSNP, and just terminate you satisfactorily. Right now, I have the option of revoking your deferred adjudication and finding you guilty of DWI, but I haven't found you do anything willfully wrong on your probation. I see you do a lot of negligent stuff and not get it done, but you haven't really done anything bad, is the way I'm looking at it. So can you pay $889 by noon tomorrow?
Yes, Your Honor.
Right, I'm going to defer sentencing, and we're going to give her, I guess, till noon tomorrow to find out what's going on, at which point we'll get back to you if that money's not paid. If it's paid, I'm going to terminate her satisfactorily on her present probation, waiving the CATSNP course and waiving community service hours. Is that okay with the defense?
That's fine, Judge. I'm going to be in the courthouse in the morning, so if it's okay for me to pay it at the payment window over there at the satellite office.
Susan, is that where they pay satellite office?
I don't know if that office. is
I don't know
open.
whether it's open. You would
Right.
have to call and find out because I don't know whether they're taking anything there.
If they're not, I'll send her to probation, Judge.
She gets the money to you, Ray, and you got it in your trust
Ray,
pocket. I'm good. You know, it'll get paid.
Ray, she has an active warrant.
I know, that's why we got her on the docket
Okay,
today.
just so that we make sure that,
I can't recall the warrant without violating the MTR, best I can.
exactly.
Yeah.
We'll get it paid, Judge, one way or the other.
I would just say, keep your head down one more day, Miss Madrid, and we'll be good, because once we terminate you satisfactorily after you pay this money, the warrant will be recalled. Okay? Well,
Okay.
congratulations, best of luck, and Ray, thank you. Anything else we need from the state or the defense on Miss Madrid?
No,
No,
Judge.
Judge.
Best of luck, Miss Madrid. Thank you, Ray.
Judge, I'm going to stick around. I have another case to approach the court on, but I'll let you do your other cases first.
You got another case with us?
It's not set on the
No,
docket.
Your Honor, not right
Off
now.
docket. We'll do
Off
that.
docket.
What do you got off docket?
A person with an active warrant, Judge, that I think might have paid in full already.
What's your defendant's name?
Natalie Soto. It's not on the docket, Judge.
She's not coming up on my radar. You want to just text me the information?
I sent an email to Pat a couple of days ago, and I'll wait for the CLO to have time to check on it.
We've been kind of overwhelmed for the last year or so we'll catch it. All right, Pat, remind me to track down Natalie Soto's information.
Yes, I will, Your Honor.
I can contact him if I need to.
I
Okay.
will.
Thanks, Ray.
And Ray, I have asked for the information to be sent to me, and I have not yet received it.
Okay,
So as soon as I get a court summary and all that, I'll send it to you.
awesome. Okay, thank you.
All right. Thanks, Ray. You're dismissed. Thank you, Miss Madrid. You're dismissed.
Judge, may I go?
You bet. Susan, thank you, and take care of your mom.
Yep. Call me if you need anything. I'll be available on the phone. Otherwise, I'm out of here.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, now we have three pleas. I have clause 628070, State of Texas versus Hugh Hammonds, represented by Charles Gold. I have clause 623612, State of Texas versus Jared Ulmer, represented
Yes, we're ready.
by Edu Garza. And I have a Veterans Treatment Court Track 1 pretrial diversion plea and probation agreement, clause 654480, State of Texas versus Kendrick Skinner, represented by Mr. Marshall White. At this time, gentlemen, I'm looking at a document entitled Defendant's Consent to Plea by Video Conference, which purports to have both the attorney and the defendant's signature on it. Mr. Hammonds, did you sign this document, sir?
Yes, sir, I did.
Thank you. Mr. Gold, as attorney for Mr. Hammonds, did you
Rather
sign?
me have a mask? Huh?
You would rather you,
Do I need to take my mask
so we can
off?
see you.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Mr. Gold, can you hear me? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Yes, sir. Yes.
You signed this document, sir? The waiver of consent to a video conference?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thanks for your help. All right. Clause 63612, Mr. Ulmer, did you sign this document?
Yes, sir, I did.
Thank you. And Mr. Garza, did you sign this document as attorney for Mr. Ulmer?
I did, Your Honor.
Thank you. And Mr. Skinner, did you sign this document?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. And Mr. White, as attorney for Mr. Skinner, did you sign this document?
I did, Your Honor.
Next document I'm looking at is entitled Defendant's Waiver of Constitutional Rights and Court's Admonitions, which purports to have each defendant's signature on the back, effectively waiving certain constitutional rights you must waive in order to enter a plea before this court. Did you sign this document, Mr. Hammond?
Yes, yes, Judge, I did.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Ulmer, did you sign this document, sir?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. And Mr. Skinner, did you sign this document, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Each of you, by signing this document, are you telling me that you've had enough time to either read this document or have it read to you in its entirety? If you had any questions about what was on this document, those questions were answered to your satisfaction by your attorneys. So that in signing these documents, you're telling me that you agree with and understand everything on this document. Is that correct, Mr. Hammond?
Yes, Judge.
Thank you. Is that correct, Mr. Ulmer?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Is that correct, Mr. Skinner?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Gold, as attorney for Mr. Hammonds, have you had enough time to evaluate this case? And in your opinion, is he mentally competent?
Yes, sir.
Same question for Mr. Garza, as attorney for Mr. Ulmer.
Yes, sir.
Same question for Mr. White, as attorney for Mr. Skinner.
Yes and yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Hammonds, are you a United States citizen, sir?
Yes, sir, I am.
Thank you. Same question for Mr. Ulmer.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Same question for Mr. Skinner.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Gold, as attorney for Mr. Hammonds, does the state fully comply with discovery for you on this case?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Same question for Mr. Garza, as attorney for Mr. Ulmer.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Same question for Mr. White, as attorney for Mr. Skinner.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, with regard to Mr. Hammond's case, it's starting out at UI greater than 0.15 and
Judge, I believe it's for Mr. Hammond's case.
yeah, is that what it's staying at, or is the state making a motion to reduce?
Judge, it's actually a DWI second.
Okay, but
I
you're
don't-
going to reduce it to something.
Is this your first?
I'm not reducing it, Judge.
I know I had one in.
Bear with me. The paperwork says
Here we go.
DWI greater than
That's what I think so.
So the defendant's waiver of constitutional rights and admonition needs to be changed to say DWI second offense. Would that be accurate?
Correct, Judge.
And the defense, do you agree?
Yes, sir.
So Pat, please modify that. Okay, so this
Yes,
is
sir.
a plea to DWI second.
Correct, Judge.
I got it. Okay, Mr. Hammonds, in clause 628070 to the charge of driving while intoxicated, second offense that he pleads for.
No contest. No contest, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. Or accept the plea of no contest to the offense of DWI second offense. Is there an agreement in this case today?
Yes, Judge. It's going to be 1/1, a $500 fine, probated, court costs,
That's why there's
48 hours community service, DWI intervention, DIP, and these other conditions have been placed to run concurrent with his felony conditions from the district court judge. Ignition interlock for the entire term. IOP, I'm assuming they'd be okay with Cat's IOP.
That's just FYI. He's well, I'll address the court.
Okay.
Go ahead.
And AA monthly and monthly UAs, Judge.
Judge, if I can just clarify a couple things. On the felony case is 2019 CR 4517. Again, I'm gonna say it one more time. 2019 CR 4517.
Okay.
And Judge, just FYI, there's a couple things. Mr. Hammonds has already done inpatient recently after this, and then Judge Mary in the 144th on February the 8th, he had an MTR because of this one, and he was placed. He was extended on probation. He has ignition interlock for the term, and he has to blow it 3 times a day. He's got monthly UAs, IOP, and AA 4 times a week, and then he's also an additional on top of all that. He's already doing the MRT class through CATS. Right now, you're presently doing that, right? Yes, sir.
What is MRT? I'm sorry.
It's moral reconation therapy.
Judge Christian, this is Josh Childers. It's moral recognition therapy. It's a result of Mr. Dean DeSoto being trained by some of the same people that produced it for the VA. And so it's to help folks that have some issues with reliving some events and trying to understand some of the reasons why they're in the situation they are.
So, Judge, that's why whenever you said a The bond condition change for Smart Start, we're asking that Judge Mary already ordered that he has ignition and lock. So and so he's doing all these things. He's going above and beyond what normal people do. He's trying to make himself better. So I think it'd be a hardship and it'd be unfair if we had him do both of those. And plus, in addition to that, he's already done inpatient. He's doing IOP. He's doing the MRT therapy. He does AA 4 times a week. That's already mandated.
Mr. Gold, what kind of case is 2019 CR 4517?
It was an ABI second, Your Honor. It was he was placed on probation on September 3rd of 2019 for 6 years. He got deferred, and in February they made it a conviction. Judge Mary did.
This is an ABI family second, Judge.
Okay, I got you.
Is that what I said?
Okay. With regard, I'm sorry, go ahead, Cheryl.
Oh, I thought I said that. I guess it did come through.
With regard to Smart Start Mobile, Mr. Gold, you've been with us for years and years and years, and you know that I'm not being mean to Mr. Hammond, that I order everybody to be on a Smart Start Mobile. And the reason is simple. With this portable device, I can monitor him 4 times a day. That's every 6 hours, which is very difficult to drink through without me catching him. If he's got an interlock on his car, and I'm not throwing any disparagement on Mr. Hammonds, but I've had the unfortunate position to be in of probably over a dozen people getting a second DWI driving a car that didn't have an ignition interlock on it. And we avoid that entirely by having a Smart Start. My request to you would be, feel free to contact, let me paraphrase it. Do you know a judge nicer than Judge Michael Mary?
I thought that was you, Judge.
No, it's not me. The answer is no, and I don't know a judge nicer than Michael Mary either. So if you'd like to contact him first and explain what I'm doing, if I need to call him and chat with him, I'll be happy to. We're good friends.
Okay.
But I think we can ensure that the only device that Mr. Hammond is going to be on is this Smart Start mobile device. But he's on DWI second in my court. I think Judge Mary will understand my concern.
Understood.
All right. So with regard to the rest of it, I'll be happy to do that. I normally don't order AA. If you're asking me to order it, I'll be happy to order it. Just to track.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying he's doing all these additional things.
If he wants to do this voluntarily, that's great. And if it helps him, that's wonderful. But otherwise, is that your understanding of the agreement, Charles?
Yes, sir.
All right. Mr. Hammond, in clause 628070, the court accepts your plea of no contest to the offense of driving while intoxicated. Second offense, I find you guilty. I sentence you to 1 year in the Bexar County Jail, probated for 1 year, a $500 fine, probating all of that, plus court costs, 48 hours community service, DWI, what is INT?
Intervention, Judge.
Intervention. We hardly ever order that. DWI Victim Impact Panel, Smart Start Mobile, home interlock at 4 blows a day. And immediately when he's active on that, with Judge Mary's permission, I'll waive the ignition interlock or whatever he's on. Intensive outpatient with, I assume that's with the county, is that correct? With CSCD?
Who's doing that? Do they tell you where to go for IOP, or is it going to be through CAPS again? He has a pretty good relationship, good rapport with Dean.
Okay. Both of those organizations offer that course, and I don't really care what you go to.
I don't see why wouldn't I go to Dean?
That's fine.
Okay.
So what would you like? Cats? Got it. Monthly UAs, which is regular UAs. This case runs concurrent for all reasons with 2019 CR 4517. And I guess that's what I got. I think Susan can arrange, or somebody can, his probation officer needs to arrange where he only has to report once a month for both these cases instead of like 2 separate reporting things. Pat, do you know how that works?
Your Honor, I believe that one officer will supervise the 2 cases.
Okay. And Charles, I think you already said that Mr. Hammonds had already completed an outpatient drug course. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And was that CASNIP or some other course?
What did you finish? Tell the judge what you did.
The outpatient,
Yes, sir.
I went to Haven for Hope.
It was Haven for Hope.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
For 4 months.
You just need to provide proof of graduation from that to the probation officer, and we'll waive his outpatient drug course. He's already an intensive outpatient, which I assume covers probably the same stuff. I don't really know.
Exactly.
All right. That's what I got. What did I miss, Charles?
Das ist alles.
State, what did I miss?
Nothing, Judge.
All right. Best of luck, Mr. Hammonds. Thank-
Mr. Hammond, I just want you to know that probation, because this is a new probation, will be contacting you within 48 hours. I suggest, since you have a probation officer already, contact that officer right away, and they can set up when your orientation is going to be for our probation. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Great. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, we may excuse Judge.
You bet. Thank you, Mr. Gold.
Thank you. Y'all have a great day. Bye-bye.
Okay, question for cause 623-612, State of Texas versus Jared Ulmer. Did this start out as a DWI first?
That's correct, Your Honor.
And he's pleading to DWI first. It's not being reduced to obstruction or anything.
No, Judge.
I got you.
So,
Okay, Mr. Ulmer on cause 623-612 to the charge of driving while intoxicated. First offense, how do you plead, sir?
no contest.
An agreement for Mr. Ulmer.
Yes, Judge. 6/12, a $300 fine, court costs, 36 hours of community service, DWI education, DIP, CATSNP, Smart Start Mobile for half the term, a dope class, and restitution, if any, to Clint Megerl. Mike Echo Golf Echo Romeo Lima Echo.
Beggarly is how I would pronounce it. Yeah, I got it. Thanks. And defense, is that your understanding of the agreement?
It is, Your Honor. I would like to add that Mr. Ulmer has completed 30 days voluntary in-house treatment for drugs, and I have the completion certificate that he is going to present to probation. I would ask that take the place of the dope class that the state is requesting.
Where did you go to this 30-day program?
He did that. This 30-day program is in Dallas, called the Greenhouse Residential Treatment Center,
Okay.
located in Grand Prairie.
Okay.
He
And
lives over there, Judge, in Dallas or Richardson. We're going to be asking that the court transfer the supervision to Dallas County.
And state, you have an objection to me waiving the DOEP class if it's true that Mr. Ulmer completed this 30-day inpatient course?
No objection.
All right, great. Mr. Ulmer, what are you doing in Dallas? Working, going to school?
I just recently moved up here with my dad. I am working right now. I'm self-employed until I'm still trying to take care of myself, trying to lose some weight before I go back to a full-time position. I had a lot of back surgeries in the past, and so now that I've physically gotten better, and I'm still doing treatment and counseling, I'm just trying to focus on myself and getting myself healthy before I get back into retail management, which I was doing before.
You're self-employed. What is your area of expertise?
Well, right now I'm just doing a delivery service just to be able to pay for my bills and everything. But originally, when that incident happened, I was working as an operations manager for Love's, the trucking truck stops, Love's travel stops. And then I recently left working with 7-Eleven. I was a general manager with them. I went ahead and left the company because I wanted to move up here and start fresh.
You currently live in Dallas County or San Antonio?
No, I'm in Dallas County. Yes, sir.
Okay, I got you. Okay, let's make sure I got everything down on this. Mr. Ulmer, the court accepts your plea of no contest to the offense of driving while intoxicated first offense. I find you guilty. I said 6 months in the Bexar County Jail, probated for 1 year, 36 hours of community service. The amount of fine was $300 plus court costs. DWI education, DWI victim impact panel, Community Alliance for Traffic Safety New Intervention Program, outpatient drug, or Dallas equivalent. So whatever outpatient drug course the Dallas folks use. And state, he's already been through this 30-day program. I don't know if he's going to need this or not. He might just need aftercare from the inpatient. Defense, what do you think about that? What do you recommend?
Well, Judge, he's doing outpatient treatment right now through a program. Jared, tell them where you're doing that.
Well, I'm doing, right now I'm seeing a specialist doctor who's helping me through pain management, drug addiction. And also I'm doing every other week counseling sessions with a therapist.
What is your doctor's name?
Dr. Ratliff.
RATCLIFF, something like that?
RATLIFF.
And is he in Dallas also, I'm guessing?
No, she's in San Antonio. We just recently moved out here like 3 months ago, so we've been doing the virtual like we're doing today, just because I've built so much trust around her that she's been able to help me through a lot. So I haven't found a doctor up here that I can sit down face to face with, but we're still speaking through Zoom and phone calls as well.
Dr. Ratcliffe can help you with all your stress I put on you.
I don't think
Yes.
anybody can, Your Honor.
Okay, here's what I'm trying to do is get him to go to basically continue counseling or what I would call aftercare. He's already been to 30-day inpatient, so that covers the basics, I would think. But he just needs to be monitored so he doesn't fall off the wagon and get run over. So I'm just going to order aftercare from inpatient, and I don't think he can do it with a doctor from San Antonio if he's living in Dallas, but defense, I'll let you look into that and get back to us on what you recommend. We just want whatever's in the best interest of Mr. Ulmer, but he needs some sort of continuing structured environment, so if he has a problem or he gets an urge to do something that you and I would not want him to do, that he has someone to contact and do that.
You bet.
All right.
Your Honor, may I make a recommendation?
Absolutely.
Ex-probation officer?
Sure.
Maybe if his doctor would write a letter as to the type of treatment that she's helping him with, not go into detail, but at least the treatment that she is giving him, and he provides that to probation, they can show it to the judge and see if that would help. That way it'd be on her letterhead. We'd get a better idea. That's what we used to do before in probation. And I don't know whether that'd be acceptable to you, Judge.
Okay, that's fine. I'm just going to order an aftercare program, and then we'll determine what the program is after the defense counsel gets a chance to dig in.
Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
Run it down the state and the court, and we'll come up with a plan. That's not it looks to me like Mr. Ulmer's been very proactive in taking care of his situation, and there haven't been any violations that I'm aware of in his pretrial. So we're all headed in the right direction. So good job, defense. All right, let me make sure I get this correct. Mr. Ulmer, clause 623-612. Court accepts your plea of no contest. I find you guilty of the offense of driving while intoxicated. First offense, I said 6 months in Bexar County Jail. Probated for 1 year, a $300 fine plus court costs, 36 hours community service, DWI education course, DWI victim impact panel. I'm ordering aftercare program in Dallas County, either through the Dallas County Probation Department or such other entity as the defense counsel is able to determine that would be in Mr. Ulmer's best interest. And once I hear back from the defense counsel, I'll run that by the state and see if they have any objection to it. And then we'll go ahead and implement that. Smart Start Mobile Home Interlock for 6 months. We're waiving the DOEP course. We're not ordering that because he's already been proactive. And he certainly gets proactive credit for the 30 days he spent inpatient in Dallas. Provide that to your probation officer, please. And that's all I got. What did I miss, State?
Nothing, Judge.
Defense, what did I miss?
Nothing, Your Honor. May we be excused?
Ulmer, you got any questions?
Mr. Ulmer,
Yes, ma'am.
because you're granted probation, the probation department will contact you within 48 hours. If they do not contact you within 48 hours, you need to call them. Do you have a pencil and paper?
Yes, ma'am. I have one right now.
If you don't hear from them in 48 hours, call area code 210-335-7200 and ask for intake. Now, it'll be your responsibility to call if you have not been contacted, because if you do not, there may be a warrant for your arrest. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Questions, Mr. Ulmer?
No, sir.
Thanks for your help, sir. You're released. Thank you, Mr. Garza. You're
Thank
released.
you, Judge.
Thank you.
Okay, now with all our favorite parts, the Veterans Treatment Court. I've got cause number 654480, State of Texas versus Kendrick Skinner. This is a Bexar County Veterans Treatment Court Track 1 pretrial diversion plea and probation agreement. My understanding is that Mr. Skinner is charged with the offense of driving while intoxicated with a blood or breath alcohol content of 0.15 or higher. Would that be accurate, Mr. White?
That would be accurate, Your Honor.
Okay. To the offense of driving while intoxicated with a blood or breath alcohol content of 0.15 or higher, how do you plead, Mr. Skinner?
No contest.
And state is no contest going to be okay as a plea for you?
The active duty judge?
For purposes of the VTC Track 1, will a no contest plea be okay with you?
If he's active duty, judge.
Oh, are you active duty, sir?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Then okay, that'd be fine.
That's not a problem, judge.
Okay. Mr. Skinner, I accept your plea of guilty. I hold it in abeyance. I place you on 1 year, Bexar County Veterans Treatment Court, Track 1, pretrial diversion, probation. Assessing a $1,000 all-inclusive Veterans Treatment Court fee, 48 hours community service, probating that based on your military service. DWI education course. Is somebody saying something? Okay. DWI victim impact panel, 6 months Smart Start mobile home breath testing device. Outpatient drug treatment with a DTC designated provider. No restitution in this case, state?
Correct, judge. No restitution.
Requiring your successful completion of the Veterans Treatment Court, issue a judge's bond. Defendant to be supervised by CSCD and VTC staff. At this time, Mr. Skinner, I'm looking at a document entitled Track 1 Pretrial Intervention, which is a contract by and between you and your attorney and the Bexar County Criminal District Attorney's Office. Said contract setting out all the requirements and prerequisites of your successful completion of the Veterans Treatment Court. Is this your signature on this document, sir?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. And Mr. White, as attorney for Mr. Skinner, is this your signature on this document, sir? Mark, there you go.
It is, Your Honor. It is, Your Honor.
Thank you. And Mr. Maru is the assistant district attorney on this case. Is your signature?
Correct, judge.
All right, we got you now, Mr. Skinner. You're on contract.
That won't be the first contract he's been on it before in the military.
Hey, Mr. Skinner.
By the way, Mr. Skinner, I'm ex-military Air Force too.
We all have we must bear, Marshal.
What's that?
Yes, sir.
We all have crosses we must bear, all you Air Force guys.
Yeah, yeah.
You and Josh. Hey, are you? Where are you stationed right now, Mr. Skinner?
Lackland, sir.
And what rank are you?
Senior Airman E4.
Airman 4, is that correct?
Senior Airman, yes, sir.
Okay. What is your job position right now?
Security forces.
Security forces. Well, this is not very career enhancing, then, is it?
It is not.
Have they done anything to you administrative, like give you an Article 15 or anything like that at this point?
I got a command level reprimand.
Locally filed or OMPF? Do we know?
Say it again, sir.
I said, is your letter of reprimand you got, who I assume came from base commander, is that going to be filed locally, or do they file it in your official file? Do we know?
I got it from my squadron commander, and it is in my official file. Yes.
Okay. Came from the squadron commander. It may not be actually in the OMPF. Marshal, I think he's got a right to write a rebuttal. Do that. You could talk to him about it.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's something if he wants to contact me about on a private level, that's, Mr. Skinner, you could do that if you feel like you need an attorney to address your military part of that disposition of your case.
My suggestion is you get any guilt under those circumstances. Because when this is over, after Airman Skinner does a good job for us, the case is going to get dismissed. And at that point in time, Mr. Skinner, you need to contact Marshall and see what he's trying to do an expunction. Best case scenario, within 30 days of you getting dismissed or successfully completing this course, you need to file this expunction thing. And Josh will explain that to you. Josh, what does Mr. Skinner need to do for us now?
Mr. Skinner, Ron Moore is going to give you a phone call once we wrap up here today. And he'll walk you through the next steps and let you know what you need to do. Your orientation will most likely be early next week since it's a Thursday with your probation officer. Okay.
Roger that.
All right, Skinner, one more thing I want to make clear to you. In a perfect world, into this case will be dismissed. And it's going to drive your standards and your personnel people crazy because they're not going to understand what happened. Now, in the future, if you get interviewed for a security clearance or something like that, you got to be truthful and tell them you were arrested or charged with driving intoxicated. But it was dismissed because it was. And I'll let Mr. White go into the specifics of that. But bottom line is, you got an arrest, and you'll always have this arrest on your record until you get it expunged, which means it'll be wiped out in the FBI files and the local police files everywhere. But that's very important for your career progression if you want to stay in the Air Force. So I urge you to stay in close contact with Mr. White and be ready to pounce on that expunction time when it comes.
Roger that, sir.
All right.
I just want to say, just, Mr. Skinner, just don't do it again. Don't even think about it.
That's good.
Yes, sir.
It's good advice for all of them. All right. Anything further from the state or the defense of Mr. Skinner?
No, Judge.
All right.
No, Your
Thank you, Marshal.
Okay. Y'all have a good day. Thank you. Good luck.